and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. We bring you the right information to empower you, the SME entrepreneur. We are joining you today from the cultural capital of India, Kolkata, talking about doing business in Bengal, opportunities and challenges for you, the SME entrepreneur. We put together some of the biggest experts on a panel discussion. Do take a listen to some of the highlights. I want to start with the theme of today's panel discussion, which is opportunities and challenges of doing business here in Bengal. To each of you on this panel, and I want to take this as opening comments, very briefly, what is the biggest opportunity of doing business in a place like Kolkata? What's the biggest opportunity of doing business in a place like Bengal?
I think, the government of West Bengal has started a startup initiative which was introduced in 2016. Which was introduced in 2016 as a 5-year policy by the government. It aims at providing support to small enterprises as well as emerging entrepreneurs. So this initiative has brought in a lot of MSMEs into this state. We already have about 89 lakh MSMEs in this part of the country, where employment opportunities have been about 1.1 crore. So, after Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal is the second largest in terms of number of MSMEs that we have in the country. So that's a tremendous opportunity.
Yeah, for us, which is iCure, we are a leading primary healthcare provider using technology, and we see that the eastern part of India has a huge demand and the supply gap when it comes to providing the healthcare in the primary care space. Apart from the huge demand, we also see that the resources which are available compared to the other areas of the markets, they are substantially cheaper. So for you to do a profitable business, I think this is a viable opportunity in this region.
Raghav, let me come to you next.
Yeah, so there are certain latent strengths of Bengal, which is the intellectual capability of the people over here. So we are very strong in numbers, we are very strong in data, we are very strong in science. I think we need to harness that and create creativity around those concepts and create business models which will work on a global business scale. The challenge is the cultural mindset, I feel. The mindset out here is not to think really global, right? So I think we need to come out of that and sort of think of business models which are going to go globally.
Okay, we'll come back and discuss some of the other challenges as well that we're seeing. Go ahead.
Right. In terms of opportunities, I think the big opportunity is skill. We have the intellectual horsepower, the creativity, but I think the real life skills that are required, I think the hands-on skills, the practical skills, like if you talk of tooling, when you talk of manufacturing, or technology training, so on and so forth. I work in education, and now we work on, in fact, bringing in skilling much earlier, vocational skills even in school days, because by the time you're in college and later, it's too late to do that.
The startup cost is very low in Bengal, which is a really big opportunity, and I think it's a clearer playing field as well. So that gives newer ideas and newer companies a head start. So I think these are the two good opportunities that Bengal has to offer.
I think there are two data which are very important. One, Bengal being one of the largest MSME unit state, and number two, the credit flow into Bengal is the highest in the country, which was in 2017, it was 30,000 crores. Now this year it could be anywhere between 35 to 40,000 crore, which itself indicates that there is an ecosystem which delivers growth and it is conducive for MSME to prosper in a state like Bengal.
Why is it perhaps that when one thinks of doing business in a place like Bengal, in a place like Kolkata, technology or IT, which is where a lot of India is perhaps headed, is not the first thing that comes to mind? And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
At an individual level, there is enough talent in the state. If you see the engineering colleges and you see the management institutes, there's enough talent coming out of those places every year. The reason why, and we were discussing this earlier, is a place like Israel has succeeded per se, is because of the ecosystem that exists An ecosystem is a fashionable word, but in reality, the ecosystem does exist in terms of corporates who are supporting those entrepreneurs, the infrastructure that is put in place by the government to support in terms of co-working spaces, incubators, accelerators, and the various angel investors and HNIs who are investing in those startups which are coming out. So unless you create this ecosystem, it's going to be very tough.
Okay.
Yeah, in our case, definitely since we are working on several high-end technology integrations like with IBM Watson Labs, recently we have been featured in Orlando as part of the HIMSS conference. We see that for an average, let's say an IT software person in Kolkata, relatively in terms of the salary and the pay packages is much lower in comparison to Mumbai or Bangalore. I think that is one of the edge which we have. Maybe also the attrition levels in Kolkata is lower than that you can see in Bangalore. That is also there. The other important thing which we have been able to encash is there are a lot of Bengalis who are working in maybe Bangalore or in US. They want to come back. They want to come back to Kolkata because of their parents and several other reasons. So we have been able to tap on those resources as well. So we have to think. Yeah.
Sure.
Whenever people talk about technology, the first thing comes to our mind is IT, ICT, right? But why technology has to be IT? If you look at Bengal, I can talk about some 15 technologies which are not IT, but that has a huge impact. For example, we all know about AI. What is AI? People will say artificial intelligence. I know AI as artificial insemination. And how is it important for Bengal? Because Bengal, the farmers are dependent on black Bengal goat, which is a dying species.
Partho, I'd love to get your comments as well.
What is very important for us is that we in Bengal, we would like to be job seekers, not job givers. So therefore, as and when we pass out from our colleges, we look for a job which is available in Bangalore or Hyderabad or some other place. So perhaps that mindset is slowly going to change as entrepreneurship picks up steam, and some of these young entrepreneurs will deliver great growth, and more people will join them in that league. So I think it's all about perception, which of course is changing, but it will take some more time before it changes.
Where is the money coming from for entrepreneurs who are in Bengal? What has been the experience maybe of some of the entrepreneurs in this panel when it comes to raising funding? Is the access to funds, and I'm not just talking about banks, is the access to, say, venture capital, private equity, angel funding, has that been easy? What is the situation really on the ground?
No, I think the funding is not a problem nowadays because of the matured ecosystem of India. So once you have a good business plan, I think wherever you situate, the location doesn't depend. So the funding is amply available.
Pooja, I'd love to get your comments on this because we're sitting at a situation where the NPAs are at a decade high. And most big businesses are struggling to really find funding. So then what's happening to the entrepreneurs?
See, initially the situation was bad, but it's not really that bad, now, because offtake is very strong for service-oriented MSMEs, where we've seen consistent double-digit growth. But manufacturing MSMEs have faltered in respect of offtake, the offtake perspective. But what we've seen is that a very sharp increase has happened in terms of financing by NBFCs towards the manufacturing sector. So that has really helped, and now we have a very healthy demand in terms of working capital, because of the manufacturing part, suffering because of inventory pile-up and underutilized capacities. So demand for term loan, that's the other part for capital expansion. I think that should also pick up once, the general elections are over and, so people have the policies clear in their mind. So the policies become clear. So that will, also get sorted. But as of now, the demand for working capital is fairly, high.
We're going to take a very quick break on that note, but much more on the other side from that panel discussion in Kolkata. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. Today, bringing you highlights of a panel discussion we've done in Kolkata, talking about the opportunities and challenges of doing business in Bengal. third part of the ecosystem is infrastructure, and I'm talking about physical infrastructure at this point. Is there more that can be done, should be done? Is everyone on this panel perhaps happy? And I'm already seeing Meghna saying no. So is there more that needs to be done when it comes to infrastructure development?
I mean, obviously, I think where do we begin in terms of what needs to be done in terms of infrastructure? Sometimes I joke about it. I say, Uber has probably done more for ease of doing business than anything else. Probably talk about roads, talk about, anything. It's just tedious to do business over here because of, not just road infrastructure, but any kind of infrastructure that you need, you cannot get to things are not organized by, self-organized or by the state.
I would disagree because I feel Calcutta and Bengal, there is infrastructure is far better as compared to, say, a Bangalore or a Bombay. It's more open, it's well connected, and that does help us. That, as I was saying, it gives us a more open and clearer field to work in. It's less congested. That is also beneficial when it comes to starting businesses. And it's going in the right direction. There is significant improvement in infrastructure in the city. There are hubs that are forming. There are co-working spaces that are coming. There is good work happening in that respect.
Yeah, so there are two kinds of infrastructure in my mind. I mean, one is, of course, the physical infrastructure. One is the digital infrastructure. Now, I was attending a talk by Mohandas Pai, and somebody told him, Bangalore the traffic situation is so bad, but he said we are connected by technology. So that is the point. You have to be connected by technology, by digital infrastructure. It really doesn't matter what the physical infrastructure is. It's the digital infrastructure that matters, and that is how the business models are going to get scalable. So the digital infrastructure is quite robust, and we have to just start using that digital infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah, in our case, since our business is also going deeper into the different smaller towns and the rural areas, I would say in the last couple of years, definitely in Bengal, in terms of road connectivity and the quality of roads has improved definitely, because in terms of accessibility and reach, definitely has been better. We are also in the rural parts of Karnataka as well. So compared to Karnataka, I would say Bengal has better come up with in the last couple of years.
This issue of Bengal having a perception deficit, I think is improving. It has become much better than what it was 6 years or 10 years back. It has improved, and I think with the passage of time, this will completely change, because many of my friends in Bangalore and other cities of the country have started saying, yeah, Calcutta is very clean. I went after so many years, it's very nice. Still you have clubs which are very cheap. Park Street, you have got great food joints which are very cost effective. So I think that people have started realizing it, and it's a matter of time when it will change.
In terms of ease of doing business, I think a lot also depends on the bureaucrats who are there in certain positions. For example, when I interact with the principal chief secretary in Bengal versus maybe the chief secretary in Karnataka or maybe in Maharashtra, they are always loaded with many opportunities or the demands. Whereas in Bengal, and they always seek out, so there is a friendly gesture that, okay, we are keen, let us know how we can help you. I think this mindset is also coming up.
Bengal needs some sort of regulatory changes to cope up with the new environment, new age businesses.
Sure. So the second part of my government question was what needs to change. So one, you're saying regulatory, of course. So what needs to change, apart from the perception and the mindset? What changes, and this is open to everyone in the panel, maybe one or two quick changes that you think has to happen and has to happen quickly?
Sunanda, I'd like to answer your question and talk about the big segment of entrepreneurs in Bengal, which is the women entrepreneurs. 1 out of 4 MSME, women MSME are in fact in Bengal. So that's, we are a bunch of very enterprising women. So coming to your question of what needs to be done, I think, one good thing is that so many women can, work because we have the kind of infrastructure, help at home, and, it's cheap kind of food and other things. But I guess what government could do is, one, coming back to financing. I think maybe men find it easier to go out, and get money, and most women enterprises are in fact self-financed. and I guess that kind of prevents them from scaling up.
What I'm definitely picking up from this panel is that government action and perception is definitely changing, and there are a lot of positives that we're really seeing as far as government initiative is concerned. Very quick closing comments from each of you, and I do want to start with you, Partha, to talk about perhaps what in your mind is the one biggest opportunity that you're really seeing for an entrepreneur who's based here.
I think if you ask me what is that one big opportunity in Bengal today, I think get out of IT, take out all other scientific or I would say technical areas, look at grassroots, look at people at the bottom of the pyramid, include them in your theme, and there is a big consumer market. Address that consumer market, you are in business.
Okay, Pratik, my question to you is really the fact that you said that you are talking to different markets and you're based here in Kolkata, and you're using digital and you're using technology a lot. What perhaps has been your biggest learning about using digital and technology to promote and market your business?
We have access to pretty much all of a lot of good skills, handicraft products, and that we're bringing the aesthetics, a global aesthetic, to skills that are there in Bengal and then spreading our wings globally. So
Sure.
technology has just given us access to those skilled laborers, to those craftsmen that are there in the villages, and that just brought them closer to us and our friends.
Okay. Meghna, you did talk about two things related to women entrepreneurs. I just want to quickly come back to that. One, you said that Calcutta and Bengal really has more women entrepreneurs than perhaps any other state or place in India. And the second is you're saying access to funding perhaps is not as easy as it could be maybe in other places or to your male counterparts. For you as a woman entrepreneur based here, what has been your biggest opportunity?
I guess unsaturated demand, because of the perception, etc. A lot of people don't come and do things over here. They will go to, other places thinking, it's much easier. That gives us actually really, a lot of demand is out here. If you can build it, I think we have consumers, well, not just at the bottom of the pyramid, I think at all layers of the pyramid. So I think that's the biggest opportunity, which I have seen in education, in training as well.
Okay. Raghav, as someone who looks at funding businesses, who's clearly, looking very closely at different business model strategies that are being pitched to you, maybe one or two trends that you're seeing amongst companies which are based here that you think are really exciting, that you think, innovation that you've seen specific to Calcutta, to Bengal, that has really been exciting?
So actually on this panel, our first investee company is Sujay, who is from our first investee company in health tech. So we think that healthcare is a big opportunity in Eastern India and specifically in Bengal, which is not been catered to till now, and there's huge opportunity over there. And as a sector, we also see fintech. So I think fintech is the next big sector that could be scalable in this region.
Sure. Pooja, my question to you is at Acute, you look closely at forecasting, you're looking closely at trends. What perhaps is the rest of 2019 looking like when it comes to doing business in Bengal?
See, we believe that, West Bengal, Eastern India, that is primarily led by West Bengal, should be about a $3 trillion economy by 2035, which would be about 25% roughly of the Indian GDP. West Bengal currently contributes about a little more than 6.5% of the GDP. So the transformation and the growth potential from Bengal is huge. That would be primarily led by industries like jute, tea, locomotive manufacturing.
Sujay, I want to talk funding. There have been quite a few questions on, why aren't we getting funding, etc. As someone who's raised funds, your personal experience, maybe one thing that has been your top learning when it came to raising funds.
Yeah, I think as many of us really explained that the access to capital is all about when and how and in what are the terms to get the funding, and also how your business is transcribing. I think we are in a position, let's say when we are raising our next series of funding at an advanced stages, I would say that definitely in terms of opportunity, demand, and your positioning in Bengal versus maybe in other parts, you can get in terms of the visibility per se would be better. And we also see that there are a lot of Bengali expats, both outside, who are looking to support Bengalis or the people in Bengal to support. So maybe we can try and leverage those opportunities as well.
Sure. Subhranshu, my question to you is the same one that I posed to Raghav in terms of what is the innovation that you're seeing that perhaps is exciting you the most about Bengal in 2019?
So we are very optimistic about grassroots level innovation. And the term that we use called social entrepreneurship, for-profit business solving big social challenges. And this is not theory, I'm giving you facts. We are incubating 44 startups actively. Out of that, 32 are social enterprises, 20 out of Bengal. We have funded them only 3 crores cumulative. They have created 1,500 jobs. All profitable, and 50% of them are 1 crore plus turnovers, social enterprises.
I think that
This is the trend.
deserves a round of applause, definitely.
So that's the reason I said that, I agree with you. IT is there, but Bengal has bigger strength, and I see it every day. Animal husbandry, agriculture, crafts, gold mine. We just need to be intelligent and innovative to tap that.
Okay. Mr. Mittal, we started this panel talking about the biggest opportunities in Bengal, and I want to end it with that. For 2019, if there's one piece of advice you want to leave the audience with tonight, what would it be in terms of the biggest opportunity you want them to keep their eyes on?
The biggest opportunity in West Bengal, as I said earlier, is knowledge-based. People are very, very creative. So anything about creativity will go big in West Bengal.
Thank you so much to this panel. You've been great.
That's our show tonight. If you have any feedback, here's how you get in touch. leadersoftomorrowtimesgroup.com is our email ID. On social media, tweet at me at Sunanda_J or LOT_ET now. On Facebook, we're in Leaders of Tomorrow on ET Now. Thanks for watching.